Shabbat Shalom. Let's try that again. That was not exactly the response I was seeking. Let's try this. Ready? Shabbat Shalom. Okay, much better. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Before we begin our service this evening, I want you to take a look around the sanctuary and just kind of spot the different exits so that you can acclimate yourself with where you are in the sanctuary. And it's unfortunately something we have to do, but it's also very prudent. And so we come together this Shabbat for Mishpachat Shabbat. This is family Shabbat. And what that means is that we are all one big family. And family is important because, let's face it, who else do you argue with if not family? So we have to have that. And we here at Congregation Etz Chaim get to be family for one another because so many of us come from different places, from near and from far. And so we join together as one congregational family on this holy Shabbat. This is the first week in the Hebrew month of Adar. And in Adar, we are commanded to be happy, but not so happy because there's a second month of Adar this year, and that's really the month that we are supposed to be happy in because, yeah, I know, because that's the month that Purim is actually in. So we're very excited for the second Adar. This is a pregnant year, meaning that we have a leap year, which is an extra month of Adar this year. And so we'll practice beginning to be happy in this month of Adar and then get really, really happy next month in Adar 2. Fun fact, I was born in Adar 2. Yes, so I get to celebrate my real Hebrew birthday this year. I only get to do that 7 times every 19 years. So that's how the Hebrew calendar breaks out. I am not going to give a lesson on that tonight, and you should be very happy. So instead, we come together for this holy night of Shabbat, our time of joy, our time of rest, and our time of peace. And I would like to invite anyone who is here from our junior choir and anyone who wants to be in junior choir, anybody who's an alumna or an alumni of junior choir, to please come to the Bima at this time for our opening song.
One on each side. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
My toe, Umanai, Sheverachim Gam Yachad. Hinei my toe, Umanai, Sheverachim Gam Yachad. Hinei my toe, Umanai, Sheverachim Gam Yachad. Hinei my toe, Umanai, Sheverachim Gam Yachad. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. How good it is, how sweet it is, to be together on this day. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hinei ma tov, umanayim, sheverachim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov, umanayim, sheverachim gam yachad.
You guys can go ahead and sit down. To sanctify our Shabbat candles this evening, it is my pleasure to invite to the Bima the Landau Van Dyke family, Susan and Scott, and their children, to sanctify our Shabbat candles. You can follow along on page 2 in your Sidurim. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We continue in our Sidurim on page 20 with the singing of Lecha Dodi. And when we get to our final stanza, we're going to turn and face the rear of the sanctuary as if we are ceremonially welcoming the Sabbath bride into our midst. We continue on page 20.
Shabbat, Nikavela, Lecha Dodi, Nikat Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Nikavela, Shamor v'Zachor b'diburecha, Ishmianu el Ameyukar, Adonai.
We remain standing as we continue on page 28 with Baruch Hu.
We continue on page 30. We invite the junior choir back to the bima and anyone that would like to be on the bima for Roll Into Dark. continue on, youth choir, you're going to stay right here. We're going to continue on page 34 as we rise together for Shema.
That's my. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shekevod, Shekevod, Mahuto, Leolam Vaed. Shekevod, Shekevod, Mahuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We continue on page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot together, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
La 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 la
When God created the world, God worked for 6 days, and on the seventh day, God rested. And not only did God ask we as humans to rest, but God wanted everything in our lives to rest, those that we worked with, our animals, even our machinery. And so it is said that more than the people of Israel have kept Shabbat, keeping Shabbat has kept the people of Israel. And so we remember our seventh day of rest, of holy rest that we have together, and we will sing Vishamru on page 44.
Vishamru in Israel, et HaShabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
We continue in our Sidurim, in our prayer book, with our congregational tefillah, which can be found on page 46. Will the congregation please rise?
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei b'neihem, leman shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye metim ata rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye metim berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umekaye emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, unido melach, melech meid umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua. V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hametim. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha sela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Will the congregation please be seated as we pause for a long meditative silence while I invite the junior choir back to the bima. We continue with Oseh Shalom, which can be found on page 62. We come now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for the reading of the Torah, and we continue in our Sederim on page 249. Will the congregation please rise? Please be seated. Earlier tonight, we had a dinner together in the social hall for those who cared to join us. It was the holy meal of Billy Brick's pizza. And after dinner, we made some gifts. And this Torah portion begins a series of 4 out of 5 Torah portions, which are going to discuss in detail the minutiae, the construction that went into building the Mishkan, or the tabernacle, that's going to serve as a resting place for God's presence amongst the Jewish people. Now, this week's entire portion recounts God's description to Moses of how to construct the Mishkan, beginning with a listing of the precious materials to be collected from the Jewish people for this monumental project. And God describes the magnificent golden wooden ark, which would house the tablets of the 10 Commandments, complete with its dazzling cover, and basically is asking every Israelite to bring their gift to the construction of the Mishkan. And it makes me think of, in our lives, what is it that God asks of us? And all that God asks is that we bring our gifts to humanity, whatever it is that we can contribute. There is no gift that is too small. Even if the gift you give someone that day is a smile, it is good enough. And so, never underestimate the impact you might have just by sharing the gifts that you have been given from God and from the universe. You can follow along in our Etz Chaim commentaries, those larger maroon books found underneath the seat in front of you. It's a large maroon book. And we are going to be reading Parshat Truma, starting on page 485. Ta'amod Golda Devarachaya bat Shlomo Yitzchak v'chanalea la'aliyah ha'torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael vaychu li truma, me'et kol ish asher dvaro yidvenu libo, tikchu et trumati v'zot hatruma asher tikchu me'itam zahav v'chases unechoshet, v'tachelet v'argaman utecholet sheni v'shesh v'izim v'orot ilim me'udamim v'orot techashim ve'etzei shitim shemen lemeor b'shamim v'shemen hamishcha l'ktoret v'hasamim avnei shocham v'avnei miluim le'efod u'lechoshen v'asuli mikdash v'shechanti b'tocham kachol asher ani mar'eh otach et habanit hamishkan ve'et habanit kol kalei v'chein ta'asu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher koach.
Our thoughts now turn this evening to those in our community and our families who are ill and in need of healing. This evening, we particularly think of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wanger, Leonard Schutzman, Frederick Bryan, Sonia Maria Reimar Miller, Carol Pratnar, Paul Alterman, Gloria Widehorn, Rachel Baccio, Alexander Jan Yitzjevitz, Holly Erickson, Denise Fleischer, Rachel Rosenthal, Tom Urban, and Cheryl Harris, and all who might suffer, who we know not by name. Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu, Avraham Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel ve'Leah, hu yivarech v'yirafeh kol cholei Yisrael, v'yishlach lahem bimhera refuat, shlema refuat hanefesh u'refuat haguf, v'nomar Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind, and together we say, Amen. We continue now with Mishaberach on the middle of page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, a renewal of body, a renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
I'd like to invite to the bima at this time Evan Katz and Sherry Katz, Ya'amod, Sarah Naaman ben Leib Vikiva, Shiri bat Avraham v'Sara, Hagba v'Golelet. Let us rise.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe.
Please be seated. The prayer for our country can be found in our Sidurim, starting on page 258. It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time Anne Gadon to lead us in that prayer. Page 258 at the bottom of the page. Thank you, sweetheart.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
The prayer for the state of Israel can be found on page 259. It is my pleasure to invite forward Doug Boot.
O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
And speaking of Israel and peace, this week Rabbi Weiner has gone to Israel to go with a group of rabbis and educators on a mission and bring back some firsthand experiences to share with us next Shabbat from this bima what she experienced this week. So do not miss next week, Shabbat, Rabbi Weiner. It'll be awesome. And she will tell us of all the different things she's witnessed and how moved she has been. We continue in our Sidurim with the returning of our Torah to the Ark on page 256. Will the congregation please rise?
Etz Chaim Hilama Hazikim Bavetomchecha Meushar Etz Chaim Hilama Hazikim Bavetomchecha Meushar Shalom 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 Shalom. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it, all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Please be seated. When we tell stories, we tell a lot of stories about our experiences in Europe, Minsk and Pinsk and all the different cities in Poland and Russia. But tonight, I wanted to bring a little difference to our congregation, and I wanted to tell a story that comes to us from the oral tradition of Iraq. There's a story of Prince Vakagan, who never learned how to read or write, and he had no trade. But he didn't need one because, hello, he was the prince. And he liked to go out and go hunting on his horse. And one day he went out on his horse, and instead of hunting, he runs into a beautiful woman. And her name was Ananit, and she was very smart. And they started talking, and she told him, dude, I weave carpets for a living. Of course, she didn't know who he was. And so she brings the prince back to her father, and the prince was so impressed by her gifts of intellect and weaving that right then and there, he asked her for her hand in marriage. The father said to the prince, not knowing that he was Prince Vakagan, that it was up to his daughter. And she humbly turned the prince down, telling him that since he couldn't read or write and had no trade, she could not marry him. Well, he pleaded his case, and he said, look, I don't need any of that because I'm the prince, and someday I will be king, and I will have a kingdom. And she said, not good enough. So he leaves and he returns to the palace, but he cannot get her out of his mind. He thinks of her constantly. And so he decides she's right, and he begins to teach himself how to read, how to write, and how to weave. So he sends her, a few months later, a quilt that he made, that he weaved himself. And she had never seen something so magnificent. And with the quilt was a letter, once again asking for her hand in marriage. Well, with joy, Ananit agrees to come and live in the kingdom with her prince. And so he teaches her how to hunt on a horse, and they spend their evenings together as prince and princess, weaving and reading, and their days hunting. Well, as it happens with married couples, eventually the princess, gets pregnant, and she could no longer hunt. But Prince Vakagan likes to go out and hunt. And one day, sure enough, he becomes king, and Ananit becomes queen. And one day, as he's on his horse in his common clothes, he gets captured by thieves. He tells the thieves, surely you could use some money. I'm a skilled weaver. I am worth much more to you alive than I am dead. For as long as you let me live, I can continue to weave beautiful carpets for you, carpets worthy of a king. Well, the thieves had a discussion amongst themselves. If his carpets are really beautiful and fetch a good price, they whispered, then we can keep him here as our slave. But out loud they said to him, very well, we will let you weave one carpet. Meanwhile, when Ananit saw that her king didn't return, she sent out hundreds of troops to search for the forest for him, but all the efforts were in vain because King Vakagan was being held in a cave, and they were searching the forest. So Queen Ananit issued a decree that whoever found the king or even helped lead them to where he was would be given a great reward. Days and weeks passed, but no one could find any trace. In the meantime, King Vakagan had told his captors to steal him a loom and silk threads of many colors. He promised that within 1 month he would finish weaving a splendid carpet, worthy of the palace of the king. Hour after hour, day after day, King Vakagan sat at the loom weaving from dawn to dusk, with only pita and water to sustain him. He weaved a very elaborate carpet filled with flowers, letters, and patterns of all kinds. But the clever king also wove a crown among its many decorations, just like the one that the queen wore. And the carpet was really a map from the palace to the cave where he was being held by the thieves in their hideout. The king plied his craft with great speed, and when it was completed, it astounded the thieves who beheld it. Never had they seen anything so magnificent. They knew it would bring a fortune. At first, they planned to sell it in the marketplace, but the king said, "Why not take it to the king's palace? For there you will surely receive the largest sum of money." So the thieves hurried off to the king's palace. There the wondrous carpet was unrolled for the gatekeeper, who was dazzled by its beauty. Quickly he summoned the king's minister, who took the carpet straight to the queen. The queen was equally dazzled by its beauty, and then she looked at it closely. And as she did so, the crown so like her own caught her eye, and she knew that the carpet could only have been woven by the king himself. Looking even more closely, she saw that the carpet was a map, and she realized what she had to do. The thieves were delighted, of course, when the king's minister returned to the gate and handed them a large bag of gold. They thanked the minister, and they took their leave. But as soon as they were gone, the queen ordered the guards to set out to rescue the king, using the carpet as a map for their guide. And as for the thieves, well, they were not expecting an attack, and so they were captured, and the king was set free and returned to his palace. When he returned, the king and queen were reunited, and they welcomed their child into the world a few months later. And together, they continued to enjoy hunting during the day and reading and weaving together with their princes and princesses in their family. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Lisa Popowski with some announcements on behalf of the board. Thank you to our usher, Jamie, and our greeter, Susanna, and our security team. Thank you to Cindy and the junior choir led by Terry for the music. Registration for our congregational retreat in April is now open. Go to mycec.org/retreat to sign up. If you have any questions, please find a senior staff member at the ONEG. Celebrate what is hopefully the end of winter at our last Soup Shabbat of the season, Friday, March 1st. For more information on upcoming events, check out our weekly happenings email. Please join us after services for a wonderful ONEG. Shabbat Shalom.
All right, well, we have a quorum of 8th graders here tonight. And so I'm going to invite the 8th graders to come up to the bima at this time to help me open the ark. So anyone who's in 8th grade, or anyone who has been in 8th grade, that would like to come up and help me open the ark, please do so at this time. Gentlemen. Thank you. Such a mensch. And I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for Aleinu on the bottom of page 282.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot la'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Please be seated. We continue on the top of page 287. May we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding. Loved each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Together, rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
V'ne'emar ve'ay Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. V'ne'emar ve'ay Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu
At this time in our worship service, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth and whose yortzeit we commemorate this Shabbat. We recall with tremendous love Mary Shapiro, grandmother of Michelle Miller, Ruth Ross Myro, mother of Carol Nymark, Jessica Zellermayer, cousin of Carol Nymark, Maurice Paskin, father of Harriet Heisler, Harry C. Wolin, father of Gerald Wolin, Catherine Longman, daughter of Douglas and Linda Longman, Joseph Cohen, father of Marcia Gibson, Jean Sefman, grandmother of Julie Benario, Henry Wolf, father of Ursula Ulrich, Tobias Blaustein, father of Eric Blaustein, Lorraine Johnson, grandmother of Nancy Fain, great-grandmother of Jackie Fain Klein, Hannah Kotzen, aunt of Sharon Froelich, Celia Kaplan, grandmother of Robin Donbeck, Saul Kaplan, grandfather of Robin Donbeck, Marco Jaraga, father of Dubrovka Jaraga, Greta Peck, mother of David Peck, Philip Pechter, father of Marcia Sikora, David Balin, father of Stuart Balin, Sarah R. Schwartz, mother of Lawrence Schwartz, Morton Rosenberg, father of Edward Rosenberg, Stanley Lampert, grandfather of Amanda Littauer, Herbert Dern, father of Susan Deisinger, Daniel Eliel, nephew of Mark Tischler, Don Robinson, stepfather of Julie Evans, Joel Helfer, husband of Eve Helfer, Robert Merman, father of Barry Merman, Lynn Lowy, mother of Marge Lowy, Edmund Smith, father of Carol Stewart, Burton Roth, father of Andrew Roth, Selma Ellis, mother of Ron Ellis, grandmother of Jamie Ellis, Sylvia Kaplan, and we mourn the recent passing of Judy Harris, sister of Faye Herbach, aunt of Al Herbach, and Joseph A. Bishop, father of Laura Birnbaum, grandfather of Samuel Alexander and Jack Birnbaum. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as together we recite Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, which can be found in our Sidurim on page 294. Will the congregation please rise? Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon uvyome chon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau l'bizman kari v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
V'imru amen. V'imru amen. V'imru amen. V'imru amen.
Please be seated. And for our closing song, we invite our wonderful junior choir back up to the bima to lead us in O Javo Shalom.
We'll start slow and we'll pick it up, okay?
Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu, O Javo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam,
May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we always use our truma, our gifts, wisely and with love, and thus be true messengers of blessing to all the world. Shabbat shalom. Let's join together in Kiddush and Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta, v'yotanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha, b'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mikadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. B'tei avon, everyone. Let's go into the social hall and have a nice cookie. Shabbat shalom.